So, a little surging issue. So, take that off. And then we're going to take those two screws out. So, we get this all the way off so we can see what our carburetor's doing in there. Of course, I forgot that particular instrument. Heaven forbid I ever do anything right the first time. Whatever. Anyway, so we're taking these two little screws back out. Now, it's important to remember, whenever you have that surging issue, you're going to clean the carburetor. What a guy should do is probably wait till his engine's cooled down. Okay, to do this little process we're going to do, we're going to spill some gas. We do not want to spill gas on a hot mower. Not probably optimal. Okay, set that off to the side. Okay, now, if I pull the bowl off right now, wait, is that leaking? It is. Interesting. Our bowl is leaking. That's part of our issue, friends. Interesting. Wonder if it's just not tight enough. Okay, so our bowl was leaking, so that's cute. It wasn't tight. But as I was going to say, when you loosen that bolt, it's going to leak. So what you want to do is take your pair of vice grips and gently smoosh down the fuel line. Don't get crazy with it. It doesn't take much. What you're doing is shutting the fuel off. Now it's going to leak. Now I promise you, when you take this off, there will be some gas that spills. That's how life goes. God dang it. Get your head under there, Mr. Groom. Now this is a 1/2 inch. What is your freaking problem, Jay? Typically, a guy can do it with an end wrench. There we go. Good night, nurse. And all you gotta do is break it loose. Okay, now you're certainly welcome to use a socket if that makes you happy. Okay, now I dropped the bolt, which remember the bolt is part of our needle, or our jet assembly. So I'm looking in the bottom of this bowl, what's left in there. I see a little bit of gunk in there, not terribly bad. Don't see any water though. Water is always an issue. You can get water and stuff, and that will cause a problem. So what I like to do when I do these things, okay, take and squirt some carb cleaner or parts cleaner through the jet, and we got a nice healthy stream. It means this guy is not plugged up. At least he's not anymore. Okay, and then remember the jet goes up inside the carburetor, up into the venturi. So I'm going to see if I can get up into there and clean that out as well. Now, with the straw, you can do it, okay? It's possible. I also brought my air hose out. Now, the way this one is sitting on this stand, I can't get the air hose up in there. Got a good healthy flow up into the carburetor. We should be good to go now at this point. Now, I always like to test the needle and seat, okay? I'm gonna hold this up, right? I let go of this, there's no flow. That's good, that's what's supposed to happen, right? I let go, we got flow coming in. Is that enough flow, Mr. Groom? Yes, that's plenty. It doesn't come out real fast, it's a small hole, okay? It is a small hole. So just clamp that off. Again, it should cut off most of the leak. And then just take your bowl, stick it back on, put your jet back in it, make sure you don't lose the gasket or you're gonna have problems. Tighten that baby up. Okay. And for the sake of what we're doing today, for this video, I'm probably just going to leave the air cleaner off. I might leave it off. I haven't decided. For the purposes of just firing it up. Okay. Or I might put it back on. We'll see. Notice we don't have any leaks anymore. Okay. Well, that's because we obviously got it tight enough this time. Before it wasn't tight. I guess I am going to put it back on. Remember, get that back onto the breather. These screws in place, hither and yon. There we go. And here, I'm gonna go get a rag and clean up the excess gasoline. I don't need to be trying to start a fire with all this gas laying around. That just doesn't seem too bright. Right? And then of course our air filter goes on like thus, and then tighten it up. Screws driver. Get on there, you hippie. Oh, you are on there. Sorry. Sorry. I didn't realize you were on. I'm sorry. Don't get mad. Please don't hate me. OMG, gosh. Alright, got it. Alright, going to get my rag and clean some of this excess gasoline up real quick before we try to start her again. Again, just clean that up, not a big deal. Some of that excess off of there. Boy, it had a big puddle on there, didn't it? Good night. That's a lot of gas, Mr. I'm gonna push her over there, kind of out of this excess pile of gas right here, which will evaporate eventually. And spin you guys around. All right, keep watching, baby. Keep watching. Let's see if Mr. Groom can light himself on fire or something. Put just a little more gas in. I hate to think this thing was drawing a little bit of excess air in. I hate to that be all of my issue. Alright, now this is a fresh gas can. It's all good. If there's any gunk getting in, the gunk's going to be in this tank initially. Alright, we should be completely covered up now. Our inlet hose. Let's try one more time. Okay. And again, it's possible, you know, we got what seemingly is good in there. We could have cleaned it out and then immediately plugged her back up too, as far as that goes. These things happen. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing for you guys on camera. You're welcome. Love doing this stuff. It's a good time. We're gonna get what's called some carb cleaner. Spray in there. See if I can get it to run a little faster and change it up a little bit so I can suck some of that through. Again, perfect world, I take that carburetor all the way off and clean it. But again, you can see it's a little better than it was, it's just not perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little carb cleaner in it. Okay, stuff's pretty nasty. We talked about MSDS sheets. This one's got a big one. Killed it. Sorry, a little too much. And again, it's about as good as we're gonna get for now. If I had to really do this, this engine would come, this carburetor would come completely apart, completely tear it down, and I would go through, specifically, as I say, with those tiny bits, clean the jets out thoroughly. We are having issues. That is going to be part of our issue there. Their jet is still a little clogged up. Also, in a situation like that, I've discovered I don't fool with it anymore. I immediately take the tank off and clean them out. Okay, so that is going to be something else as part of the new curriculum. Is going to be, as soon as you get this tank, I'm going to show you how to clean these tanks out pretty thoroughly. We're getting thoroughly cleaned out. Take the carburetors apart. We'll be cleaning them as part of this process as well next year. All right, good enough for now. Thanks for playing along. It's good having you.